We're talking 10 tips about why you should start your own custom lighting business. We're gonna get into it right now. What's up, I'm Chris, and you are at FlyRyde for the very last time, and I'll tell you more about that in a bit, but we're gonna talk all about the custom lighting business and how you should start your own. I got 10 tips for you and a cool little bonus at the very end of that, so stay tuned all the way to the end. Before I get into the tips, let's talk about who this is for. I have people reach out all over the place that are kids, teenagers. I started when I was a teenager, so there's zero reason. I was 19 when I started my first business, so you could absolutely do this if you're young. You can also do this if you're just a guy that's trying to figure out what you want to do and you want to make a little bit of side cash so that while you have your annoying, terrible job, you can actually supplement your income and make a little bit more money on the side doing something you actually enjoy and look forward to, whether or not that's something that you want to do long term or not. It's just a fun little thing. It's like being a stripper, but you know, it's just temporary while you're young. Or it could be the opposite of that. It could be something that you're doing because you're a retired electrical engineer or something. You could be a disabled vet. There's so many reasons why people would want to do custom lighting as a little side hustle. And so yeah, you kind of don't really have any excuses unless it's you're ridiculously happy with what you're doing and this is just vaguely interesting to you, but you don't actually want to do it to like have any financial benefit. I don't know. That's who it's for. But here's my tips. We're gonna start all the way at 10, all right? So tip number 10 is just start now. Like there's absolutely zero reason. Don't get prepared. Just like ready, fire, aim. You hear that? That's actually a very good way to go about this stuff because a lot of what's gonna happen is not gonna follow any sort of a plan or a guideline. Just start. Just get your first job going. We'll talk about that in a bit. And then just learn. That's it. So start now. That is the most important. That should be the number one tip, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put that first as tip 10 is just start. Just make something happen immediately. Dive in. Don't wait, don't do 10 good jobs and then you're gonna start. No, just like come up with a stupid name, start doing things. If you need to change the name later, do that. Just don't overthink it, just start. And tip 9, it's you don't have to actually be good at anything yet. Like, it's actually what I wrote on my phone for tip 9 is dorks with know-how. This is talking about the people that already do know how to do a lot of this stuff. Oh, you need to use that kind of resistor and transistor and that PCB and oh, you could just do it with this. Oh, you could just use addressable LEDs. Forget all that noise. The guys that know how to do this stuff but that aren't taking any action are doing so because they're afraid to start. So refer back to step 10 if you are said scared geek, just start. There's no reason that you have to be prepared. There's no piece of paper that matters with this. We're like, I got my degree in being a specialist for custom lighting. Nobody cares about that. You're either good, which means you've tried a lot of things and probably screwed up a lot of things, or you're not good, or you just didn't even start, so nobody knows about you in the first place. So number 9 is like, you don't have to know what you're doing. You don't have to be the overqualified geek. You just have to be willing. So 10 and 9 go very hand in hand. 8, totally right in line with that. Trial by fire. You're gonna fail constantly. I still do, and I've been doing this for about 16, 17 years. So yeah, you're gonna fail. If I fail, I promise, you're not gonna be like the perfect record guy. Like you're gonna try things, they're not gonna work. You're gonna try again, they're not gonna work. You just keep trying, you keep failing, and you learn so much through that. The things that go well that you pat yourself on the back for, and 9 out of 10 people that don't know any of this stuff that think that you're a genius because you put a ring into place where a ring should go, mounting it the way that it's supposed to be mounted, wiring it the way it's supposed to be wired. Like that's not good. That doesn't make you good. That just means that you like followed the instructions. Like no one gets an award because they put together something from IKEA, because like that's just barrier to entry. You get the box full of stuff, you follow the directions, it's together, you're like, cool, now I have the thing that I bought. Not like, sweet, look how accomplished I am, I put together a bookshelf. Nah, so follow the instructions, do the things, try things that aren't in the instructions, and fail a lot. Trial by fire, that's number 8. Keep trying, keep failing, keep learning. And because of those first 3, you're already so much further down the road than so many talented people that could do this, but they're afraid to start, or they're overthinking it and they're so smart that they have to have all these things, all these ducks lined up in a row before they start firing at them. Like, no, just ready, fire, aim. Just keep thinking about that. You'll adjust your aim the more fires. Pow, pow, pow. We're right next to a gun range. I hear people firing all the time. They're probably missing a lot, but they're probably not sitting there thinking, oh, if only I aim properly and I get everything all dialed in right, then I'll pull the trigger. Like, no, you need to shoot. Start shooting. Number 7 is teach what you learn. So you're gonna have friends that want to, I don't know, take some interest in what you're doing. Try to show them stuff. Your gears will start turning in a different way if you're not just trying to understand how to do something, but you're trying to understand it, and then what you do figure out, you show somebody else. It's gonna actually let you understand it better. Why do you think I do this? I learned so much by making these videos, teaching you how to do this, and it makes me a better builder, a better businessman, a better communicator, all of that stuff. All the videos that I make, all of it is just teaching what I do. I tell guys how to do YouTube channels, I tell them how to do custom lights, I tell them how to do social media. It helps me every time I show somebody how to do the things that I'm learning how to do myself. Not because I'm some expert, but because I'm willing to show what I've learned myself. All you have to do is be a little bit better than the next guy, and then there's value in you teaching him what you've learned, because you're further down the road than he is. So, like, wouldn't that be great if somebody would have showed me anything more than I knew as I was going down my journey? But no, blazing a trail with nobody in front of you that's showing you anything is very difficult. So be the guy in front of the next guy that's teaching him and bringing him along, and you will benefit exponentially from that, promise. 6, so taste a few things. This is, it's like a Gary Vee mentality. Just be dumb and taste a bunch of stuff. You don't have to like make your decision on like what you're gonna be when you grow up. Like you don't have to have anything figured out. Just try a bunch of stuff. Do these kind of lights and those kind of lights and those kind of lights. Like, do you know what permaseal is? Well, if you want to find out, go work on a domestic car, work on a truck. You know, there's a ton of lights. Work on a BMW. You'll hate it. It'll suck. But you'll learn, and maybe you'll just be the guy that enjoys that terrible process of pulling out permaseal and slipping and stabbing yourself. And if you actually get kind of good at that, you're going to be one of the very few people who offers that, and that will make you more valuable. Or you could be super smart and just go for the easy thing that you can do for some sort of a reasonable amount of money in a short amount of time. Do a whole bunch of those. You'll learn a whole bunch. You'll get a ton of customers. You'll be able to like have tons of pictures and video of your work. That's pretty freaking smart. You might want to do that instead of the permaseal thing, but that's up to you. Taste a bunch of stuff. Try an expensive car. Try a very inexpensive car. I don't know, mix it up, and you're going to find out that you like certain things and you don't like other things. But this will help you in your journey of setting up your business, which is why number 6 is tasting a bunch of different stuff. And now number 5 comes perfectly in line with that. That's specialize. Find the thing out of all those things that you've tried that you like the most, that you want to do over and over again. Not that you want to do 2 more times, but that you want to do 50 more times or 100 more times. You want to find that thing, that target. You've been looking at all these moving targets. Now's when you're going to pick one and be like, I like shooting at that thing. I feel like I can get that one on point every single time. And if I just keep focusing on that one thing, that one type of car, this is something I teach in some of my online courses, is like, just specialize in one thing so that you can master that one thing and be better at that one particular type of car than all the guys that are just shooting at all the moving targets at once. You're just like bing, 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 just got that perfect aim. Everyone else is just shooting all over the place and chasing all these moving targets and having to learn all these new things for every new job that they do. Meanwhile, you are just drilling in on that one thing, and you're getting better and faster and cleaner and more talented than anybody else doing that job. That's what comes with specialization. So after you've done some of these other things, just start drilling down on like, what would you be okay with if that's the only job that you do for the next 100 jobs? That might mean like for the next 3 years, right? That this is not like you're gonna do 100 jobs in 100 days. Like, that's not real. So specializing only really comes down to like if you're willing to do this for any sort of a long-term situation and get really good at it. That's where mastering is going to come from, is specialization. So that's tip number 5, specialize. Now number 4 is to build a portfolio. This is where you take a little bit of all the stuff that you've done so far if you're just getting started out, You don't have to be specialized at this point. Just take everything that you've done and serve it up. I used to use a photo gallery thing called Flickr. That was back in the day. I actually just got charged for it, so I should probably load up my last few years of builds back onto Flickr, because it was a cool thing, and you guys used to watch that and look at the different builds, and I'd have one job that I did, and instead of just having a few different angles of it, I'd have like 60 pictures of that job on the bench when I was taking all the pictures, and then people could just see it in all the different functions. That was kind of cool. You just dump it all on there. Or you can do that with the Instagram, or you can do that with a different photo gallery online, or a blog, or however you want to make it happen. Facebook, you could just make a bunch of photo galleries. Just put together a portfolio of all of your work and keep it very specific to only your custom lighting work. Not pictures of your cute little kids, or your hot girlfriend, or your ugly girlfriend, or your ugly kids, or however you live. Just keep it lights and try to organize it in some fashion to where it's moderately enjoyable to look at. If you do Instagram, don't put 50 pictures of one type of light, like one job 50 times. People are not going to be interested in that. But you can put a bunch of carousels where you've got like one photo here and it's got like 10 pictures in it to swipe through, and then the next picture's got a bunch of other ones to swipe through, that even if it's the same type of car because you're specialized, you could still have all those things in one little section that's easy to digest and kind of breeze past if people aren't interested, as opposed to just having a whole feed full of the same looking thing and people are bored and they're like, "Dad, I'm out of here, I'm not gonna check this out." Build a portfolio for yourself, especially a video portfolio. Video is king, so go for that if you can actually get behind a camera. Oh, by the way, amazing camera, better camera right here than almost anything that I used my first 10 years making videos. So not really a good excuse to not use video or pictures, because your phone can do dope things. Build a portfolio. That's tip 4. 3 is an interesting one. This is a little bit higher level. You're gonna want to make how-to content, like help content, things that help people out, that answers questions that they have. And you're gonna strategically do that to answer questions that people are always asking you. So if you always get the massively annoying question, "How much?" just make a video or something that explains your process of pricing things out, or the reason that you're specialized, and you're not gonna do that, "Hey, do you build trucks? Hey, do you do boats? Hey, do you do motorcycles?" You're like, "Bro, I just do Subaru Foresters." Like, you know how you know I don't do boats? Because all the pictures are of Subaru Foresters. Do you see a boat? No, I don't do boats. I do Foresters, bro. Like, that's how you can communicate that without sounding like a dick, like I just did, right? Don't sound like a dick. That's not a good starting move. But it's cool to be honest, though. And if you make help content that includes that honesty and explains your stance and your position, then you have something to link to, so that you're not constantly in your DMs saying the same thing, getting more frustrated every single time you type that same response. Because you're like, "For the 922nd time, I do not do this." And the guy's like, "Damn, dude, I just asked a question. Like, why you gotta take your anger at 921 other people out on me," right? So making help content, it's actually a selfish thing. It's for you. It's to save time and automate some of the answering of things that you can just be like, "Hey, I made a video for you." And you can say that with a smile and send it off to them, even if that video is like, "Listen, bro, I'm not gonna work on your boat. I don't wanna work on your boat. I don't care about boats. I just do Foresters." I hope that makes sense. In the process, you'll help a ton of people, and you can be, I don't know, a little bit more lighthearted about answering redundant, obnoxious questions, right? Tip 3, make help content for other people. All right, number 2, this is gonna be pretty high up there on the things that you don't wanna do scale, but I don't care, because it's actually gonna help you more than pretty much anything else I just talked about. Get on camera, do what I'm doing right now. Get used to it. It's not gonna go away. The internet's not just all of a sudden gonna go back to how it used to be. Like the good old days, like when my compressor comes on and I keep making the video. Anyway, here's the deal. Get on camera, get used to being able to communicate, talking to a weird little lens sitting in an empty room with nobody else around. Because if you can do that and you can be yourself on camera and not act professional and not, I don't know, put on some sort of a weird face. You could just be you on camera, saying something that's gonna help somebody, like doing them a favor. If you can start doing that and include that in your help content, talking about what it is, whether you're just showing cool fancy videos of lights in the background, like this one right here, but then you're putting your face on there, then people are gonna get to see you which is not a brand, it's not a logo, it's, I don't know, it's not some faceless thing, it's literally the face of the company. And if they know you and they like you, they're gonna start to trust you. And if they know you and they're like, I can't stand that guy's voice, I don't like that guy, then cool, then you're gonna weed out a bunch of annoying stuff. Dude, speaking of annoying stuff, that compressor, oh my God, I'm sorry for that. I hope it wasn't too loud. It was loud in my ear. But if you make content with your face, it's huge, it's huge. It's what's gonna set you apart from the next guy, because the next guy's just gonna have pictures of lights. And then the next guy's gonna have pictures of lights. And it'll be a different car, but people don't care. They'll care about you because they'll see you. Make content, just practice now. Oh, here's a spoiler alert, you're gonna suck at it. Everybody sucks at it. I sucked at it, so you're gonna suck at it. And there's just no reason to not start because you're gonna suck. Like, let's go back to step 10, just start because you're gonna suck at all of this. Like everybody should. There's no reason you should just inherently have all of these skills and have this weird talent about being on camera and making lights and showing people how to do it, and just get on camera right now as you start your journey and document it. It's gonna make it way cooler to look back later and be like, man, I used to suck at building lights, man, I used to suck on camera, but you'll see a progression, and so will the people that are watching, and it'll be documented, and your kids can watch it, or you can watch it later. And I kind of look at it like people watching football plays and stuff, and they like study the film, right? Study the tapes. That's how I am with my content. That's how you will be, but you actually have to create it in the first place. And it's way easier to just use your phone, buy a $10 little tripod that you can aim and set up on legs so that you're not constantly doing this. And imagine if this whole video was just me doing this and like, okay guys, now tip number 3 is gonna be, right? Crap, now I'm probably out of focus. So the out of focus answer for the number 1 thing, let me look at my phone, because you don't have to have it all together. I wrote this whole video on the way here because I'm busy today. Use where you're at. That's such a great way to end this. So check it out. I'm in a shop that I'm tearing down like today. Like I'm not gonna have any of this stuff here tomorrow. So I have to finish up headlights, pack everything up, ship stuff, do all this, load trucks, empty things out in storage. Terrible things have to happen today. But it's where I'm at. So I'm making a video where I'm at right now. I'm not waiting until later, till the home workshop's all dialed in and set up. I'm just doing it right now where I'm at, talking to you, giving you tips, trying to be valuable in the moment, right now, in the chaos, because that's what you're dealing with, right? You don't have some amazing workshop to do all this stuff in. You've got chaos like everybody else. So your excuse is no better than anybody else's. So if your reason that you can't do tips 9 through or 10 through 1 or whatever, that was so dumb. If your reason is that, oh, I just need to get this set up, I just need to set that up, like, no, you don't. You need to fire now and then aim later and get better later and document it and have all of that to show your journey, because people are gonna get behind that way more than they're gonna be like, hey man, how much? And then you tell them a number and then they ask another guy how much and his number's better than yours. Guess who just lost the business? You did. Because his number was lower, and people are stupid and they just go for the lower thing because they think that that's better for them. Even though that guy might be a complete hack job, but if you'd have shown any of what I talked about in here, and you had a portfolio and you had some sort of a documentation of your journey and some help content or anything that lended some value to that dude when he compared your $450 price to the $300 price tag over here, he's like, I like you, your thing helped me, I saw you on this guy's YouTube, or I saw your Facebook page or something. I know you. I'd rather you do it than that guy. I don't know anything about him, but he just has a lower price. So he probably maybe won't do as good a job as you. Maybe pricing higher is going to be your benefit because your face is out there, right? That's a huge win right there. So none of that matters if you don't start, and it doesn't seem to get easier the more you're prepared and ready to knock down all those ducks you've lined up. So start where you're at, right? I'm going to show you the big bonus here, how to set up exactly where you're at. I've got a bunch of home stuff in my garage right now that I'm shuffling around, and I'm doing things to just set up a nice pro workshop at my home. I'm ditching the shop, ditching the overhead. I got videos about that I'll link up. So you can, if you've never talked to me before, seen me, or we've never connected anywhere on social before, you should dive back into other content to see what's led me up to this point. Like, this is totally not the video I should have made. I should have made one about sequential, because that's what's trending right now for me. But setting up a home workshop, something that I want to give you the documentation on. Go to FlyRyde.com, click the thing right there over my left shoulder, and it's gonna take you to a link on the page. You sign up, and then you're gonna get free emails that'll send you little updates. Hey, this is what I'm doing for this. This is what I'm doing for that. They'll just walk you through kind of how you can set up your home workshop as well. So if you want to feel like you've got a little bit of an edge and you want to hide behind that excuse, then go ahead and wait to set up your workshop till later, or go through it with me. Set up a little workspace as I'm doing at my place, and use a little bit of the tips that I will infuse into all of those little blog posts with videos and some little links to other helpful guides, and hey, I bought this from here, hey, I bought that from there, this is what I did with it. I hope that brings you some value. I hope this video was worth making you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And I look forward to really teaching a ton of awesome stuff for free from home in my workshop that I was just talking about for you. And I hope that you come on the journey with me. So I will see you on the next piece of content, and I hope it helps. See ya.